Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how to turn any image into a layered SVG file. This SpongeBob decal is made out of 5 different colors of Cricut vinyl, cut into different pieces and layered on top of each other. And today I'm going to show you how I took just a regular Google image of SpongeBob's face and turned it into a layered SVG file, which tells your Cricut machine what to cut out of each different color of vinyl. I'm also going to show you the method I find easiest to actually layer the vinyl once you get it cut. Let's do it!
First, you need to find the image you want to turn into a layered SVG. I'm just finding a picture of SpongeBob SquarePants on Google Images to make a wine tumbler as a gift for my best friend Heather, who loves SpongeBob. Just a reminder, anytime you're going to sell items that use licensed images, logos, characters, you must make sure you have the proper rights to them in order to sell those items. This is just for personal use, so I downloaded my image to my computer. Next, you're going to visit the website png2svg.com and upload your image into their conversion tool. Once your image has loaded, you will see a palette of colors in the toolbar. And mine is being glitchy right now, but you will also see a number in each of these boxes. Next, you want to count the number of colors that are in your image. I can see that there are 8 here. We've got black, yellow, white, blue, red, beige, burgundy, and pink. If your palette is showing fewer colors than you counted, you just want to increase the number with this toggle on the left, so I'm setting mine to 8. Then you can click on each color in the palette and click on a part of the image that is that color, just to make sure everything is being properly aligned. Once your colors are set, click Generate. It may take a few minutes for your image to pop up in this box on the right, but once it does, you can then go in and edit each of the colors if you want to. You could totally change the colors and make a green SpongeBob with purple eyes, or you can just slightly adjust them. I'm going to change this burgundy color to be black because I like the way it looks and I don't want to have more layers than necessary. Once you're happy with your colors, you can download the SVG file. You can download just a regular layered SVG here, or if you scroll down, you can actually download a version of the file that has registration marks, and that's referring to the squares on either side of each layer of the design. These squares make it way easier to align each of your layers once you've actually cut the vinyl, especially if you have a ton of small details. So I'm going to download that version. Next, you're going to open the file in Cricut Design Space, and it will automatically be sorted into layers on your canvas. Then you can go in and make whatever other changes you need to. So as you can see, the SVG generator isn't perfect. Some of the layers have these fuzzy outlines of other areas of the design. So next I'm going to clean all of that up, and to do this I'm going to click Contour in the bottom right corner. All of these fuzzy bits are way too small to click through, so it's easiest just to hit Hide All Contours, and that will keep only the largest piece of the layer visible. Then you can click on all the other parts that you want to keep. Don't forget the registration marks. It's also really helpful to have a base layer to attach everything to when you're layering, which I'll explain a bit more later. So I'm going to take this yellow layer, which I actually don't need because the background I'm applying this decal to is already yellow, and I'm going to contour it to show just that inner cutout of the eyes and mouth and make it solid black. This will be a nice base layer to apply each layer of the eyes and the teeth and the tongue on top of. Once you've cleaned up all of your layers, you can stack them on top of each other just to make sure everything is looking good and nothing has been missed. While stacking, I also decided I didn't actually need this black outline layer because the base layer is going to provide the outline from the bottom, so I hid that layer as well. Doing this stack will also help you to figure out what order to layer your vinyl in once you've cut it. After you have all of your layers cleaned up and you've stacked them and everything is looking good, you're ready to cut your vinyl. Cricut Design Space will automatically sort each color onto a separate cutting mat, and you can cut your pieces of each vinyl color to fit the cuts. Select your material, in my case it's vinyl, and you're ready to start your cuts. Once you have each of your layers cut, you need to weed the excess vinyl. Make sure your registration marks stay put, and if you have any tiny details like my red freckles, be extra careful. Layering several colors of vinyl like this can be pretty tricky, but this is the method that works best for me. I like to lay my base color onto a cutting mat first. This holds it in place so that the edges don't fold up and it makes it much easier to apply each layer. Then I cut a piece of transfer tape and a piece of parchment paper, each large enough to cover the entire design, including the registration marks. Next, I apply the transfer tape to the second layer and stick it to the piece of parchment paper so that just the registration marks are exposed above the paper. You should be able to see fully through your parchment paper and slide around the design until it's sitting in the right spot. Lining up your registration marks will definitely help you find that perfect place. Once you have it aligned, you can gently press down that top section of exposed transfer tape, then lift it up and carefully remove the parchment paper. And then you can press the rest of the layer into place. It's helpful to press only the spots where the actual vinyl is so that you don't peel up the entire design when you remove the transfer tape. Carefully peel back the tape, making sure you don't peel up the registration marks, and your second layer should be perfectly placed on the base. You're going to repeat this with every layer, applying your transfer tape, sticking it to the parchment paper, lining it up, removing the parchment paper, and peeling back your transfer tape until every layer is applied on top of each other. Circling back to the reason why you should do a base layer, I didn't apply the red layer with the cheeks and freckles because there is no base to stick the freckles onto. If I try to layer it onto my design, the freckles will not stick to this empty space on the vinyl backing. Instead, I applied the design to my tumbler and then applied the cheeks afterwards. I just eyeballed them and did them one at a time instead of using the registration marks. You might have some details you need to do this with if there is no base layer in that area. When you're applying a design onto a curved surface like this, it's best to start in the middle and work your way out. You can press it down with your fingers or a scraper, and if you have any wrinkles or bubbles in it like I do, you might find it helps to apply some heat with a blow dryer and then smooth them out. And that is how you create a design with several layered colors.
I hope you found this tutorial helpful. This SpongeBob tumbler is not quite done yet, but once it is, it will have its own tutorial video on my channel. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what you would like to see next. See you later.